Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode of the Bell Zone, where I talk all things real estate, business, finance, money, you name it. I love to talk about it, especially if it has everything to do with real estate and business. So today I wanted to kind of share something with you. I thought it was important, and it's the 4 things that you should be looking at when investing in a real estate deal. Now, I'm talking about multifamily apartment buildings, things that are great properties, things that have multiple tenants. It doesn't make sense to buy one property that only has one. It's like trying to buy a business that has one customer. You'd rather, if you're going to make a capital investment into a multifamily deal, the more tenants, which are your customers, it has, the better, right? That's one of the most important things when you're looking at multifamily. How many units does it have? How many doors does it have? How many tenants does it have? How many paying tenants does it have, right? Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining me in today's episode of the Bell Zone. I am Victor Bell. If you don't know me, I've done over $59 million worth of real estate deals. We have a current open fund for accredited only, and we are looking to buy apartments here in San Diego, and I want to have you be a part of that. But I wanted to do a video today because I thought it was important. I was talking to somebody about this today, and we went over a couple of things that I look for when I'm looking for a real estate deal to invest money in through our fund. All right. So there are 4 main things that I'm looking for, and I want you to think about these, especially because you should be able to ask anybody you're going to invest with. The syndicator, everybody's wondering about that. Should I invest with this guy? Should I invest with that? They have to have something about what they do that are non-negotiables. So there's 4 for me, 4 very specific ones. Number 1 thing is location. I got to love the location. Like, that's not a marketing thing either. Like when I buy single family houses, subject twos, creative financing, the location is important. The quality of the property is important. The location of where that property is important. And multifamily apartments is no different. So like the other day, we looked at a property that's on the market. It's a brand new property. It was built less than 2 years ago, but it's built next to a bunch of dogs. When I say dogs, meaning like other multifamily properties that are like built in the 80s and the 70s. And now you have this 2016, 2017 build that it's been on the market for a long time. And you're like, dude, like it doesn't make sense like to buy or invest in a property like that. It's not a huge property first. And it's next door to a bunch of other properties that aren't comparable. Like the location of the property is not good. But people don't think about that. They just go, oh man, look at this property, man. It's a new property. It's on the market and it's nice. Like the property is nice, but the location is trash. So number 1 thing I look for, location. Do I love the location? Because if I love the location, then I'll look further at the property. You can change the property, but you can't change that location. So number 2 thing I look for is, does this deal already make money? Does it cash flow? Now, and it has to cash flow, meaning like, the net operating income needs to be able to cover the debt, and whatever's left over is cash flow. That's cash flow on the money. That's called cash on cash return, but it's got to make money. One, it needs to take care of the income and expense. The income needs to take care of the expenses, and that money also needs to take care of the debt. It has to cash flow. If it doesn't cash flow, man, it doesn't matter. Now, let's say it doesn't cover our investor stuff, right? Because there are properties out there that are like, oh, when we see it in the news right now, some investors are not getting paid. So that doesn't mean the deal itself is not cash flowing. It's covering the debt, it's covering the expenses. It's just not able to cover the cost of having investors and get their investor returns. So that's not what we're looking for. But I need to know 100%, does the deal itself cash flow? Because we can make sense of the other stuff for investors because we're long-term investors. All right. So the number 3 thing that I'm looking for is the debt. Can we get good debt on the property? Because if we can't move my mic, if I can't get good debt on the property, meaning like the financing, like could we get 60% loan to value on this deal? Because let's say it's a $50 million real estate deal, $50 million apartment building. And I know that we're looking at putting down 40%. All right. So $50 million, 40%, $20 million down. The other $30 million, can we get the leverage, the debt on that property using that $30 million financing? Because if you can't, then it doesn't make sense to look at it. Right? Oh, let's say 50%, whatever. But will it be able to support the debt, the leverage piece? That is where that is where multi-billionaires are made in real estate, is because they all have debt. All of them have debt. And if they don't have debt, it's probably mom and pop, or they refinance it, or they're going to do it. They got that money from someplace. But that's the other thing, is like, hey, can we get good debt on this deal? And last but not least, do I want to own this property long term? Because if I don't want to own it 10 years, then I also don't want to own it 2 years. Like it's very distinct, right? Because when you're thinking about investing money, you're not like, oh yeah, I want to invest money. I want to turn my money around in like 1 month and 2 months. And like, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about building wealth, investing your money into an asset that performs and creates cash flow, force appreciation or appreciation over time, and there's good leverage on there, and we get all the tax benefits. You're going to leave your money sitting in that property for an extended period of time. You're not just going to take it out and play with it. That's what your other stuff is for. If you have a business and you make money, go play with that money that comes in. You want to dump money back into your business. You want to build this thing. But when I look at a deal, I'm like, do I want this property long-term? Do I want my money in their long-term? Do I want my investors' money in their long-term? Because when you think long-term, you think loss. You go, oh, wow, if I stay in this deal long-term, I won't lose, right? But if I stay in the deal short-term, then my risk goes up. So if I were able to hold this property for 10 years, let's say I hold it for the rest of my life, right? Whatever. Like I know, like I'm moving away risk away from my investments. And let's be honest, guys, if you're investing money, you don't want risk inside of your investments. You want to be able to put money in a place, have that money go up in value, have it pay you a little bit, get the tax benefits from it in a real estate asset that cannot be destroyed, cannot be taken away. It's in a great location. It's already making money. Dude, those are good deals. But like I said, those are the 4 things I'm looking for. And you need to know that about somebody like myself. If you're going to invest with me, you're going to invest with someone else, you're going to do it yourself. What are your non-negotiables? It's non-negotiable. I won't bend on location. Man, if it's a crappy, shitty location, I'm like, I'm not interested. I won't even drive down the street to look. It doesn't make sense to look at. Number 2, it's got a cash flow. Like I need to know that whatever the income of that property is going to debt cover what I have going on. It's going to pay me and my investors long-term. All right. Next thing, can I get debt? Can I get the financing? If I showed a lender, a commercial mortgage broker, a bank, whoever was going to fund this deal, the property, they go, yeah, man, we love that property. Here's why that the debt piece is important. Because if the debt people, the bank doesn't want it, the lenders don't want it, you shouldn't want it. Like they're your partners in this game. When you go to get financing, everyone is working towards putting financing and leverage on this deal. That's their capital that they control, right? So the banks and stuff like that control capital. When they look at it, you want them to be like, dude, we love the location. The cash flow is great. It covers the debt. We know we can finance this property up to this amount, 50, 60, 75%, whatever that is, all right? I wouldn't go past 75%, but that is important to know that. And I'm thinking through those things. And last but not least, do I want this thing long-term? Because if it's in a great location, it's cash flowing and it's making money day one when we close, I can get great debt on this property and my debt guys love it. And oh, by the way, I would keep this thing long-term. Without a doubt, whether I had investors or not, that's a freaking slam dunk deal for me, man. I'm all in looking at it. So you need to know those things. And I know I long-winded that, but it's super important. So those are the 4 things I'm looking for. And I want you to take a look at that too. So when you're thinking through investing with somebody like me, or you want to invest with Bell Capital, just know that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking out for those things for my investments. So if you guys are going to invest with me, you know that those things are covered. Number 1, you know, you don't even have to ask because of the location. Dude, the location's sick. It's going to be the best location and the best asset that we can get our hands on for where we are today. And we're going to continue to climb that mountain. So, you know, like all those things are important. You got to be very firm on those things or you walk from a deal. All right. So that's how I feel about it. All right. So if you guys need anything, let me know. Like this video, share this video, comment on this video if you loved it. Give it a thumbs down if you hated it. Don't be a hater and a hider at the same time. Man, I appreciate it. Oh, by the way, subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends. If you have questions or you want me to make specific videos, having questions about whatever it is that you're doing, working on, whether you want to invest with me, you want to invest by yourself somewhere else, you want to invest with another syndicator, or you want to buy your own multifamily deals, man, reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you guys. I have programs for that. I got courses for that. I got Bell Capital. If you want to invest your own money, you have money to do that. You're accredited. Man, I just love to talk to you. I want to meet you. I do. So let me know how I can help. I appreciate it. Have a great day today. Wanted to make this video because we were just talking about it. And I think this is important for you to know that. And I wanted to share it today. All right, man. Have a great day today.